These are the best landing spots in Chapter 4. The brand new map has brought tons of new landing spots that a majority of the player base has yet to discover. Luckily for you, today we'll be showing you guys X and Y of the best drops this chapter has to offer. Let's get right into it. Before we take a look at the best landing spots of Chapter 4, there's a few things you need to keep in mind when you're picking your drop spot. First off, Chapter 4 has brought us a major nerf when it comes to loot supply on the map. This chapter has nearly 50% less chests than Chapter 3. This means you'll need to be a bit more calculated during your looting rotation. No more winging it at big name POIs. Speaking of POIs, we currently only have 9 on the map. This is less than ever before, even Chapter 1, Season 1. With only 9 POIs and 100 players, I'm sure you can imagine how fighting off spawn can be a pain. That's exactly why mastering a split drop with sufficient enough loot is the way to go this season. In the first 2 major tournaments of Chapter 4, both winning teams landed at split drops. Coincidence? I think not. Let's take a look at 9 of the best landing spots for this competitive season. Alright, to start off the video, we're going to be taking a look at Royal Ruins. This is an unnamed location on the west edge of the map right next to the Citadel. Right as you land on top, you'll be greeted with an Oathbound chest. Since these have a 100% spawn rate, you'll be guaranteed to walk out with either an Excalibur rifle or a Shockwave hammer, 2 of the most overpowered weapons this season. As you make your way down, you'll come across tons of chests, floor spawns, ammo crates, and hollow chests. Not to mention that there's an additional Oathbound chest on the first floor as well as another on the bridge right outside. And if you're not stacked enough already, you can loot the nearby beach and finish it off with the second building in front of the tower. Heading towards the opposite side of the Citadel, there's a decently stacked castle that can be more than enough loot for a solo. We recommend landing on the side ledge near the top for the chest spawn in case you need to fight an opponent off drop. As you make your way into the castle, you'll find a few floor and chest spawns scattered around, but the basement is where it gets good. There's both an Oathbound chest and some hollow chest spawns. Since this place isn't too generous on loot, hit the zipline and sneak your way into the Citadel. There's an additional Oathbound chest you can snag towards the bottom of the main building. From here, you can decide whether you want to fight it out at the Citadel or just disengage with what you have. Next up on our list, we've got Crude Harbor. You'll find this unnamed location at the top right corner of the map in the snow biome. This place is hardly ever contested and can be a great option for a solo player trying to take things a bit more low-key. This spot has 17 potential chest spawns as well as shield kegs to help you conserve your heals. With materials being harder to come across than ever in Chapter 4, this place makes it extremely easy to cap out on your mats. Not only can you farm enough metal for a few players, there's also more than enough brick and wood sources scattered around nearby. And if you're a player who likes holding on to fish in your inventory, head towards the boat in the very back. There's 2 ice boxes along with several fishing holes for you to stack up on heals or maybe even grab some more weapons. If you're a player who likes to land near the center of the map but doesn't want to be contested like crazy off spawn, we've got the perfect place for you. Secluded Spire is yet another unnamed location found right towards the center of the map. While the spot isn't stacked on loot by any means, there is a set of hollow chest spawns along with 2 Oathbound chests. If the odds are in your favor, you can walk out of here with a Shockwave hammer, an Excalibur rifle, and decent enough weapons to fight with if needed as you rotate out for more loot. However, make sure to take advantage of the brick building for a quick 500 mats before you head out to the nearby loot spots. If you're serious about improving, head over to ProGuides.com where you can access all of our courses and bootcamp content for just $7.99. And if personalized coaching is more your speed, you'll get 10% off any session with any of our pros. This next spot is a great option for players who don't want to land at some shambles edge map spot, but also don't want to contest a POI. Meadow Mansion is located just west of Frenzy Fields, and boy is it stacked. As you're gliding in, you'll immediately notice all the floor loot spawns scattered everywhere. Aside from the floor loot, there's also a solid amount of chests and hollow chest spawns to be looted inside the house. You better hope you find a key. The best part of this spot, however, is all the coolers there are to offer. With 5 or 6 coolers, you should be maxed out on splashes along with some extra heals to fill your inventory. And don't think about popping them either. Head outside and you'll find a patch of shield mushrooms to get you up to at least 50 shield. Alright, Fortnite fam, it's time for the question of the day. What is your current go-to drop spot for solo arena? Let us know where you're landing down in the comments below. Up next on our list is a little spot near the lower center area of the map, just west of Faulty Springs. Just like Meadow Mansion, this place has tons of coolers. With one cooler at each RV, you should have no problem maxing out your chug splashes and floppers. Aside from all the great opportunities for heals, you should also be able to max out your metal pretty easily. If you go ahead and destroy each RV as you loot, you'll be completely chilling. After finishing up the RV area, you can head to the gas station for some hollow chest spawns and some additional loot. And if all that wasn't enough, you can head over to the nearby bridge for an extra chest and cooler with even more loot as you run along the river. No matter how weak this spot may look, it's absolutely stacked. Fridgeberg is a block of 4 houses right above Anvil Square. While there may not be a ton of chest spawns, there are a total of 3. That's right, 3 oath-bound chests scattered around. This will almost guarantee you to get the Shockwave Hammer and Excalibur Rifle combo along with tons of heals for you to hold on to. However, you need to be careful. It seems as if every single day more and more players are discovering this spot. Since the location is so spread out, you may find yourself 50-50ing quite a bit. If you know there's an opponent at the houses nearby and you don't have enough loot, Shockwave Hammer yourself out or just sneak away on foot if you weren't able to get one. From here, you can go for the scrap loot nearby or scavenge the loot left at Anvil Square. If you're landing here, you probably don't appreciate the advice we just handed out. This is none other than Anvil Square. While all the spots we've shown you have been pretty low-key, this place is located right in the center of the map and is pretty much the ultimate hot drop. Not only are there tons of chests scattered across the entire POI, there's also several oathbound and hollow chests along with slurp barrels to help preserve your shields. Whoever manages to clean up the opposing players here off spawn is going to be stacked out of their mind. Now, we definitely don't recommend making this your go-to drop spot for every arena match, but it's nice to test out your skills off spawn and frag out once in a while. However, if you're still in the Opens League right now, just go ahead and main it. This is one of the easiest ways to rack up kills quickly. Last but not least on our list is Pleasant Passage. Pleasant Passage is located on the western side of the map near Anvil Square. This place has a solid 10 chests along with 1 oath chest and some hollow chest spawns. While this spot is pretty low-key, don't be surprised if you're contested with 1 or 2 other players. Since this spot is next to some major POIs, a lot of players will try to land here off drop then make their way to clean up the fights. If that sounds like something you'd want to do, you can do that, but we'd recommend taking it a bit more low-key by rotating over to hitches and ditches. The spot we showed you guys earlier. You can sneak up on the player who landed there or simply loot it all for yourself if it's uncontested.
Not strong enough.
But you can be with the help of ProGuides.
Before we wrap things up for today, head over to ProGuides.com where you can get personalized coaching from any of our pros for 10% off, along with access to all our courses and bootcamp content for just $7.99. Well, that wraps things up for today, Fortnite fam. Did you enjoy the video? Be sure to leave a like and ring that bell to stay up to date with all the latest and greatest tips and tricks we have to offer. Also, feel free to leave a comment and let us know if there's anything you would be interested in learning more about. Remember guys, the early game is one of the most important stages of Fortnite. To be successful, you need a spot you can confidently win more often than not. Try out the locations we showed you guys today and you'll be well on your way. Once again, my name is Galvanize and I'll see you in our next video here at ProGuides.